TVBI, Teleradyo, TVBI ang inyong kaagapay, patungo sa ating pangarap at tagumpay. Tara na at maglakbay sa TVBI.
Good day, our dear learners. Today is a new day. Your day to learn and to be mentally and emotionally healthy. Welcome to our TVBI, the School on the Air program of Tagum City National High School. I am Teacher Anya, your health teacher for today. Reminding everyone to get yourselves ready and let's start your day right. I hope you're all well, happy, and safe at home. And today, we are going to explore fun activities and learn exciting lesson in Health 7. I hope you are all safe and healthy while watching our program. Now that you are settled in your homes, bring out your pens, notebooks, and module in Health 7 Quarter 3 Lesson 2. Are you now ready to join me? Fantastic! Come on, let's get started. Towards the end of this episode, you will be able to, first, explain the importance of grieving, and second, recognize triggers and warning signs of common mental disorders. Before we begin with our discussion, let me give you a short activity. I am going to show you a picture, and you describe it according to what you know. Are you ready? Let's start! What did you feel seeing the picture? Yes, you might feel disappointed of what they experience when the calamity hits them. Everything is damaged. People in that area suffered after the typhoon. This time, let us learn more about mental illness. Most of us will experience a mental health problem at some time in our lives. A mental illness is a health problem that significantly affects how a person feels, thinks, behaves, and interacts with people. If stress is prolonged and you are not able to manage it well, you may develop a mental illness. There are disorders that may be caused by prolonged stress, mental, and emotional suffering due to various triggers. Triggers are events, conditions, or situations that may activate a person's tendency to experience symptoms of mental disorders. Here are some mental disorders. Mental illnesses are of different types and degrees of severity. Some of the major types are depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, bipolar mode disorder, and post-traumatic stress disorder. First, the most common mental illnesses are the anxiety and depressive disorders. While everyone experiences strong feelings of tension, fear, or sadness at times, a mental illness is present when these feelings become so disturbing and overwhelming that people have great difficulty coping with day-to-day activities, such as work, enjoying leisure time, and maintaining relationships. Here are other symptoms of depression: lack or loss of motivation, overthinking that others may say something bad about him or her, lack or loss of energy, slow to react, difficulty in concentrating and remembering, loss of appetite, excessive gain or loss of weight, and withdrawal from others or feeling alone. Second are the less common mental illnesses that may involve psychosis. These include schizophrenia and bipolar mode disorder. People experiencing an acute episode of psychosis lose touch with reality and perceive the world differently from normal. Their ability to make sense of thoughts, feelings, and the world around them is seriously affected. A person who experiences bipolar mode disorder may at times feel very happy and elated, then at an instant may feel utmost sadness and despair. Other symptoms include rapid speech and racing thoughts, difficulty in decision-making, reckless and impulsiveness, difficulty in concentrating, and extreme irritability. Lastly, we have post-traumatic stress disorder, in which a person may have this disorder when he or she experiences a traumatic situation such as being abused, raped, or involved in an accident. Symptoms may vary from being spaced out, also known as tulala, extreme sadness or frustration, irritability, avoiding people or isolation, and others. Remember, it is important that mental disorders are diagnosed. Only professional physicians may determine the illness being experienced by an individual. Furthermore, it is also needed to note that the symptoms of the disorder should be evident and repeated. Not because a person experiences one or two symptoms at one time, it does not mean that she or he is already diagnosed with that illness. In terms of treatment and cure, a professional physician may decide on whether to give the patient medication or subject him or her to routine therapy sessions. Now that you are done with our discussion about mental illness, let us have an assessment to measure what you learned throughout the session. Are you all ready? Please prepare your quiz paper now and fill out all the important information. Do not forget to write your name and section. Also, write the episode number in your paper, Quarter 3, Episode 2. I hope you got all the instructions correctly. This will serve as your quiz for today. This is a multiple choice exam. Make sure you answer it honestly, okay? So I will be reading each item and the choices twice. Are you all set? Let's begin! Number 1. What mental illness that can cause severe fatigue and make the simplest activities such as getting out of bed too difficult to manage? Letter A. Confused thinking. Letter B. Depression. Letter C. Withdrawal. Or letter D. Excessive fears. Again, what mental illness that can cause severe fatigue and make the simplest activities such as getting out of bed too difficult to manage? Letter A. Confused thinking. Letter B. Depression. Letter C. Withdrawal. Or letter D. Excessive fears. Number 2. What mood disorder that causes a persistent feeling of sadness and loss of interest and can interfere with your daily functioning? Letter A. Anxiety. Letter B. Depression. Letter C. Withdrawal. Or letter D. Confusion. Again, what mood disorder that causes a persistent feeling of sadness and loss of interest and can interfere with your daily functioning? Letter A. Anxiety. Letter B. Depression. Letter C. Withdrawal. Or letter D. Confusion. Number 3. Bipolar means blank. Letter A. Extreme feelings of highs and lows. Letter B. experiencing frequent mood swings. Letter C, experiencing delusions. Or letter D, all of the above. Again, bipolar means blank. Letter A, extreme feelings of highs and lows. Letter B, experiencing frequent mood swings. Letter C, experiencing delusions. Or letter D, all of the above. Number 4. Leia is always shy, aloof, and avoids mingling with her classmates and peers. What common mental disorder Leia might have? A. Social withdrawal. Letter B. Bipolar. C. Delusion. Or D. Anxiety. Again, Leia is always shy, aloof, and avoids mingling with her classmates and peers. What common mental disorder Leia might have? Letter A. Social withdrawal. Letter B. Bipolar. Letter C. Delusion. Or letter D. Anxiety. For number 5. Hazel constantly feels chronic worrying, nervousness, and tension. She is experiencing blank. Letter A. Bipolar. Letter B. Delusion. Letter C. Anxiety. Letter D. Withdrawal. Again, Hazel constantly feels chronic worrying, nervousness, and tension. She is experiencing blank. Letter A. Bipolar. Letter B. Delusion. Letter C. Anxiety. Or letter D. Social withdrawal. Here are the answers. Have you answered all the items correctly? Excellent! Alright, and that wraps up of our quiz for today. I hope that you learned an interesting lesson from our discussion. We assure you that no matter what challenges we are going through, still learning continues. Stay tuned for our next session here at TVBI, the School in the Air program of Tagum City National High School. This has been your teacher broadcaster, Teacher Manea J. Hong from Tagum City National High School. Makisabay, matuto at maglakbay dito sa TVBI. Keep safe everyone! Have a great day ahead!
TVBI, dito sa City High. Makisabay, matuto't maglakbay sa TVBI.